We live in an age of total noise, not just the external noise of cities and screens, but the internal noise of endless caring. We have been conditioned to care about the opinions of people we have never met, about events happening on the other side of the planet, about whether our life matches an idealized image on a social media feed. We are tethered to a constant stream of news, market fluctuations, political debates, and the personal dramas of strangers. This state of perpetual concern is presented to us as a virtue, a sign of a compassionate and engaged human being. But this is a lie. It is not compassion. It is a form of slow, sophisticated self-torture. It is the tyranny of caring. Every day you wake up and you voluntarily shoulder the weight of the entire world. The anxiety about a future you cannot predict. The regret over a past you cannot change. The fear of not meeting the expectations of others. The outrage over injustices you are powerless to fix. Your nervous system is kept in a constant state of high alert, reacting to threats that exist only as information headlines or imaginary future scenarios. Imagine a sailor who has set out into the open ocean. Instead of adjusting his sails to the prevailing wind, he spends all his energy trying to shout at the hurricane, commanding it to subside. He screams orders at the waves. He curses the clouds. He exhausts his life force in a completely meaningless struggle against forces that are infinitely beyond his control. At the end of the day, he is broken, drained, and furious at the storm, having not moved an inch from his starting point. That sailor is you. Every time you waste your emotional energy on something that is not yours to command. The ancient Stoics, who lived in equally chaotic times of collapsing empires and constant war, saw this modern disease with perfect clarity, and they engineered a cure. They sometimes called it apatheia. Not in our modern sense of apathy or not caring about anything, but in the sense of a profound state of tranquility, a serene equanimity that is achieved through a wise and disciplined sorting process. The Stoic art of not caring is not a call to become a heartless robot. It is a call to become a surgeon who uses their scalpel, their focused attention, to precisely and ruthlessly separate what is worthy of their precious emotional energy from what is merely noise. It is the art of choosing what to care about, and then with conscious intent, letting everything else go. This is not weakness. It is the highest form of mental and spiritual discipline. So how does this Stoic surgeon decide what to cut away and what to keep? They use the primary tool, the cornerstone of the entire philosophy, a piece of technology for the soul called the dichotomy of control. It is a simple but profoundly powerful operating system that divides the entire universe into two distinct, non-overlapping domains. The first domain contains the things that are completely within your control. The second domain contains the things that are completely outside of your control. The entire secret to a life of peace and power lies in never, ever confusing the two. What then is in the first domain, your true circle of power? Surprisingly few things. Your thoughts, your judgments and opinions about events, not the events themselves. Your voluntary actions, your choices, the way you choose to respond to what happens. That is it. This is your inner kingdom, and in this kingdom, you are the absolute and only sovereign. No one, not an emperor, not a disease, not poverty, can force you to think a certain way or make a certain moral choice. This inner citadel is impregnable. What is in the second domain outside your control? Practically everything else. Your body, you can care for it, but you cannot command it not to get sick or not to age. Your property, it can be stolen or destroyed by a fire. Your reputation, it is a story that exists in the minds of other people, subject to their moods, their biases, and their gossip, the opinions others have of you, the weather, the economy, the outcome of any project, the result of your efforts. All of this is external. All of this belongs not to you, but to fate, to the great unfolding of the cosmos. The Stoics illustrated this with the analogy of an archer. Imagine an archer preparing for a shot. What is in their circle of power? The countless hours of training. The selection of the finest bow and the straightest arrow. The care for their body to ensure a steady hand. The complete and total concentration on the target. The smooth drawing of the bowstring. The perfect, mindful release of the arrow. In this, the archer can achieve excellence. But the very instant the arrow leaves the string, it enters the other domain. A sudden gust of wind may divert it. The target might move unexpectedly. The shaft of the arrow could break mid-flight. Whether the arrow hits the bullseye is, in the final analysis, outside the archer's control. A modern person ties their happiness to the outcome. If the arrow hits, they are euphoric. If it misses, they are crushed. The Stoic archer, however, finds their satisfaction and peace in the perfection of the shot itself. They did everything that was in their power to do, flawlessly. The result does not concern them. This is the art of not caring. You invest 100% of your effort in what you control, your actions, and you cultivate a profound, calm indifference to what you do not, the results. A quick, technical moment. If what you are hearing resonates with you, press subscribe. It signals that this information is valuable. Understanding the dichotomy of control is the first step, but knowledge without practice is useless. To build your inner citadel, the Stoics used specific mental training exercises. These are not just philosophical ideas to be debated. They are daily workouts for strengthening the soul against the chaos of the world. The first training tool is negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum. Each morning, for a few moments, calmly and without panic, contemplate the potential loss of the things you value. Imagine your business has failed. Imagine a loved one is gone. Imagine you have lost your home. The purpose of this is not to be morbid or to wallow in despair. The purpose is twofold. First, you are rehearsing adversity. You are mentally preparing for loss, so that if or when it actually happens, it will not have the same shocking, devastating impact. It is a fire drill for the soul. It lessens the shock of a real fire. Second, and more importantly, after this practice, you look at your actual life with new eyes. Your business is still running. Your loved ones are still with you. You still have a roof over your head. This exercise breeds not fear, but a deep, profound gratitude for what you have right now in this moment. The second training tool is voluntary discomfort. Periodically, intentionally, and safely, expose yourself to a mild form of discomfort. Take a cold shower. Skip a meal. Sleep on the floor for one night. Go for a day without your phone. Walk when you could have driven. The point is not self-punishment. The point is to prove to your pampered body and anxious mind that you can endure far more than you think. You are voluntarily acquainting yourself with the things you fear: cold, hunger, simplicity. And you realize, this is not so bad. I can handle this. It is like a vaccine. You are inoculating yourself with a weakened form of suffering to build up an immunity to a full-blown dose. You lessen your dependence on comfort, and therefore, you lessen your fear of losing it. The third and most advanced training tool is amor fati, the love of fate. This is the leap from mere acceptance of reality to an active, joyful embrace of everything that happens. The Stoic does not simply tolerate what is, they love what is. Every event, especially the negative ones, is viewed not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity. You were fired from your job, a perfect opportunity to practice resilience and find a new, better path. You were betrayed by a friend, a chance to practice forgiveness and self-reliance. You have fallen ill, an opportunity to display courage and patience. As the Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius said, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. The obstacle in the path becomes the path." Your task is not to complain about what life throws into your fire, but to become such a powerful fire that you can turn anything, absolutely anything, into fuel for your own growth and light. If this video changed something in you, write in the comments. I control my response. Write it as a promise to yourself. nobody.